Dear friends, this is episode number 78. In episode number 77, towards the last, while referring to Rule 23 of Order 41, I committed a mistake. While reading Rule 23, first part of it, where the court from whose decree an appeal is preferred has disposed of the suit upon a preliminary point and the decree is reversed in appeal. I dealt with it in the previous episode. Then I read, or where the appellate court in reversing or setting aside the decree under appeal considers it necessary in the interest of justice to remand the case. That is not there after 1976 CPC amendment. It is not there. This portion is a Kerala amendment. And that was taken care of in Rule 23A, and therefore I am sorry I committed a mistake. Please omit it. And there is only one ground, that is as disposed of the suit upon a preliminary point and the decree is reversed in appeal. Confined to that. The other is dealt with in Rule 23A, that part of it. Therefore it is not relevant. That is not there in the central CPC. I once again say sorry. Now, I said about the preliminary point, and where the court from whose decree an appeal is preferred has disposed of the suit upon a preliminary point, and the decree is reversed in appeal. The appellate court may by order remand the case and may further direct what issue or issues shall be tried in the case so remanded, and shall send a copy of its judgment and order to the court from whose decree the appeal is preferred, with directions to readmit the suit under its original number in the Register of Civil Suits, and proceed to determine the suit and the evidence, if any, recorded during the original trial shall, subject to such just exceptions, be evidence during trial after remand. Whether the evidence already recorded will form part of the evidence or whether it has to be recorded again, all these are matters for the appellate court to decide and say in the remand order. And the trial court after remand is bound by the remand order, and the trial court is bound to comply with the directions in the remand order. Now, I remember to have said that a remand for remand's sake cannot be made. I will refer to some of the decisions. Rule 23. Please see a Constitution Bench decision. In A. Shankararamaiah versus M.S. Lakshmi Narayana Murthy and others. The case number is CA Civil Appeal 618 of 1960, dated 14/11/1962. Unfortunately, it is a Constitution Bench decision. Unfortunately, it is not reported in any journals at that time. But that is referred to, that is reported in a publication of the Kerala Judicial Academy which was in existence at that time, namely Judicial Vision. And the citation there is, it is for private circulation among the judicial officers, therefore it is not public, it is not available. Anyhow, I will give the citation. If there is any friend of a judicial officer in Kerala, you may get it. 2009-1 Judicial Vision 1 Judicial Vision 1 JV Judicial Vision 1 within brackets SC. This is referred to in a decision of the Kerala High Court, Justice Hari Prasad, in 2016 3 KLT, Kerala Law Times, 670, 2016, 3 Kerala Law Times. John A. Augustine versus M.R. Ranjan. I said about the Constitution Bench decision that is available, that is 2009 decision, but it is available in 2016 5 Kerala High Court cases 87. 2016 5 Kerala High Court cases 87. The other is 2016 3 KLT 670 John A. Augustine versus M.R. Ranjan. Please read it. I will read a short paragraph from the Constitution Bench decision. An order remanding a proceeding may ordinarily be made under Order 41 Rule 23 of the Civil Procedure Code when the trial court has decided the case on a preliminary point and the appellate court reverses the decision of the trial court. An order of retrial after remand may also be made in the exercise of the inherent jurisdiction of the court where the Court of Appeal is satisfied that there has been no trial or no complete or effectual adjudication of the proceeding and the party complaining of the error or omission or irregularity has suffered material prejudice on that account. Such an order may also be made to prevent abuse of the process of the court. But power to order retrial after remand, where there has already been a trial on evidence before the court of the first instance, cannot be exercised merely because the appellate court is of the view that the parties who could lead better evidence in the court of the first instance have failed to do so. So this is not giving an opportunity to the parties to lead better evidence or improve their evidence. A trial de novo, after setting aside a final order passed by the court of the first instance, may therefore be made in exceptional circumstances where there has been no real trial of the proceeding or where allowing the order to stand would result in abuse of the process of the court. The district court did not decide the appeals on the merits, but merely ordered that the cases be remanded for retrial. In so ordering, in our judgment, the district court acted illegally and with material irregularity in the exercise of its jurisdiction. Manifestly, neither the statutory jurisdiction nor the inherent jurisdiction of the court to direct a rehearing and retrial could be invoked in such circumstances. So, no remand for remand's sake. No remand for remand's sake. Discretion of the court in remanding. Please see two decisions. AER 1988 Supreme Court 2123 and AER 1976 Supreme Court 866. Please also see AER 2011 Supreme Court 3161. Rajendra Sharma versus Arpana Sharma and also AER 2011 Supreme Court, Supplemental 417, Maya Devi versus Raj Kumar Batra, page 60, paragraph 16 thereof. Appellate court, instead of remanding, considered the evidence and disposed of the suit, even though court below did not give proper reason. That is a case that will come under Rule 25 also. 24. So AER 2011 Supreme Court, Maya Devi, please see paragraph 16. So it is not every case that can be remanded on the ground that a better evidence could have been made available. That is not a ground for remand. A case on remand, the successful party will be put to great difficulty. He has to have a second innings in the trial court. It involves expenditure, it involves time, energy, and the very valuable time of the judicial time of the court will be wasted. So it is not a remand for remand's sake. (2008) 4KHC 978, which is same as 2009 1KLT 160, same point. That is a remand, not for remand for remand's sake. Now we go to 23A. 23, an order of remand is appealable under Order 43 Rule 1U. Order 43 Rule 1U. We have seen under section 105 2 the danger of a remand order being not challenged at the appropriate time. I said about it in the previous episode also, and therefore I am mentioning that this is appealable under Order 43 Rule 1U. Now we go to Rule 23, another order of remand that is also appealable under Order 43 Rule 1U. I think I committed a mistake earlier. Order 41, Order 43. 23A, where the court from whose decree an appeal is preferred has disposed of the case otherwise than on a preliminary point. We have seen under Rule 23 on a preliminary point. Here it is otherwise than on a preliminary point. And the decree is reversed in appeal and a retrial is considered necessary. The appellate court shall have the same powers as it has under Rule 23. Here the scope of remand will be much limited because there will be a trial and all those things. Whereas if it is a preliminary point, there may not be sometimes. So here almost 99% of the case there will be evidence on either side or one side. At least there will be some evidence. So the power of the appellate court, same powers as in Rule 23. So we have to see Rule 23 also on this aspect. So two types. One, an appeal is when a suit is disposed of on a preliminary point and the decree is reversed in appeal. The other is 23A, disposed of the case otherwise than on a preliminary point, and in both the cases the decree is reversed in appeal. The remand can be made in appropriate cases. It is not as if the two instances, first instance where the suit was disposed of on a preliminary point, and appeal is filed and a remand is made on reversal in appeal. Second is, other than a case which is covered by Rule 23, decree set aside, reversed, and a retrial is considered necessary. Retrial is considered necessary. The expression retrial is considered necessary is absent in Rule 23. Whereas in 23A, the expression and a retrial is considered necessary. Why? Because in almost all cases there will be a trial and the appellate court reverses it and a retrial is considered necessary. Then only that applies. 24. Where evidence on record sufficient, the appellate court may determine the case finally. Where the evidence upon record, all these rules, there is no difficulty. And just reading and understanding it, there is no difficulty, but for the sake of completeness, I am just reading it and explaining to you. Where the evidence upon the record is sufficient to enable the appellate court to pronounce judgment, the appellate court may, after resettling the issues, if necessary, finally determine the suit, notwithstanding that the judgment of the court from whose decree the appeal is preferred has proceeded wholly upon some ground other than that on which the appellate court proceeds. What is the meaning of it? Evidence on record is full, complete, and it is sufficient to enable the appellate court to pronounce judgment. The trial court, on the basis of that evidence, has decided the case finally, and certain grounds have been made in the judgment, reasons. The appellate court does not agree with those reasons. The appellate court is satisfied that the evidence on record is sufficient and no retrial is necessary, no remand is necessary. But the proper issues have not been tried by settled by the trial court. The appellate court may resettle the issues after giving notice to both parties. Issues are to be settled by the court. There may be error in settling issues in the trial court. Issues are to be resettled, can be resettled. But on resettlement of issues, the appellate court finds that fresh evidence or additional evidence is required. It may give an opportunity, no doubt about it. But this Rule 24 deals with a case where evidence is sufficient. Settlement of issues was not proper, and reasoning was made on the basis of those issues. The appellate court does not agree with that reasoning. The appellate court also finds that the issues are not properly settled. It may resettle the issues, but still the evidence already on record is sufficient to decide the resettled issues as well. Why should it be remanded? It need not be remanded, should not be remanded. The appellate court may, after resettling the issues, if necessary, finally determine the suit. Then, notwithstanding that the judgment of the court from whose decree the appeal is preferred has proceeded wholly upon some ground other than on which the appellate court proceeds. This happens in the High Court and Supreme Court very often. The High Court may confirm the decision of the lower appellate court or trial court, as the case may be. But the High Court may say, though for different reasons, I come to the conclusion that same conclusion as the trial court or appellate. Lower court. Court from whose decree the appeal is preferred before the High Court. High Court may say, I have seen several such instances. I confirm the judgment of the court below, though for different reasons. I have seen Supreme Court judgments also in that fashion, though for different reasons than those reasons stated by the High Court, but we confirm the ultimate conclusion. So that when confirmation of the ultimate conclusion of the lower court is enough for stating separate good reasons or other reasons or better reasons, it need not be remanded, because the evidence on record is sufficient. The appellate court can do it. Waste of time is not required. If correction is required, correction can be made. Correction in the procedure. If there is an error in settlement of issues, that error can be rectified. If additional issues are to be raised, or issues already settled have to be resettled, it can be done. All this work can be done by the appellate court, provided the evidence on record according to the appellate court is sufficient to decide the case. That is a procedure in Rule 24. Now 25. Where the court from whose decree the appeal is preferred has omitted to frame or try an issue, or to determine any question of fact which appears to the appellate court essential to the right decision of the suit upon the merits, the appellate court may, if necessary, frame issues and refer the same for trial to the court from whose decree the appeal is preferred. This has to be read along with Rule 24. Here, 1. Omitted to frame or try any issue, or omitted to determine any question of fact. If an issue is not properly raised or omitted to be raised, it can be raised by the appellate court, and the evidence on record is sufficient, it can decide it. No harm. But here, evidence is required, that this, and in such cases shall direct. The next part of Rule 25 makes it clear. And in such case shall direct such court to take the additional evidence required. Whereas Rule 24, the evidence on record is sufficient. Resettling of issues or something is necessary, or stating different reasons is required, the appellate court may do so. And in such case shall direct the such court to take additional evidence required, and such court shall proceed to try such issues, and shall return the evidence to the appellate court, together with its findings thereon and the reasons therefore, within such time as may be fixed by the appellate court or extended by it from time to time. What is this? What about the appeal? Suppose the appeal is pending before the High Court. High Court considers that the trial court omitted to frame or try an issue, or omitted to determine any question of fact. The High Court may do what? If necessary, frame issue and refer the same for trial. Refer this case for trial. Trial to the trial court. Then what about the appeal? Appeal will be kept in the High Court. Appeal will be pending. It is not a setting aside of the decree as in a remand in Rule 23A. It is keeping the appeal pending and referring the issues which were omitted or fact to be decided, omitted to be decided, to be tried. And for that purpose, keep the file in the appellate court. Of course, the necessary files will be sent back to the trial court for trial. But the appeal will be pending in the appellate court, and the trial court will then decide the issue and return the evidence together its findings and reasons for it, and that will be taken on file and the appeal will be considered. This is also a type of a half remand, not a full remand as in Rule 23 or 23A. Keeping the appeal pending, referring some of the issues for trial to the trial court. The trial court will try it, state its finding, return the evidence to the appellate court, and state the reasons for arriving at the finding. Then what next is the Rule 26? What is the next procedure? Which we will deal with in the next episode. Thank you.